whole truth and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Resume your seat. You will be, honorable members, you'll be receiving the document. Then want to again welcome you, Mr. NIS DG Haji. Sorry for the delay. We had a similar process being undertaken in this same venue. Please, our apologies. Honorable colleagues, Mr. NIS DG Haji, Article 124, Sub-Article 4 of the Constitution provides that when a House of Parliament considers any appointment for which its approval is required under the Constitution or the Act of Parliament, the appointment shall be considered by a committee of the relevant House. The Departmental Committee of Defense, Intelligence and Foreign Relations is established pursuant to Article 124, Sub-Article 1 of the Constitution and the National Assembly Standing Order 216. The National Assembly Standing Order 216 spells out the mandate of the Departmental Committee, which includes to vet and report on all appointments where the Constitution or any law requires the National Assembly to approve, except those under Standing Order 204 that are done by the Committee on Appointments. Further, the second schedule of the Standing Order allocates the Committee, among others, the oversight the suitability of you to discharge the responsibility of the Office of the Director General of the National Intelligence Service. I will then allow you to make your quick presentation on your name, family background, academic background, professional background, and experience. Generally, tell this committee the story of your life, please.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Distinguished members of this committee, my name is Nurdin Mohammed Haji, and I'm the nominee for the position of the Director General of National Intelligence Service. I appear before you this afternoon deeply honored and humbled as the President's nominee to lead the National Intelligence Service. I want to express my sincere gratitude to the Commander-in-Chief, His Excellency the President, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, for placing his confidence in me and nominating me to lead this critical organization at a time our country and the world faces an increasingly complex and dynamic landscape of threats and challenges. Honorable Chairman, with your permission, I would like to provide a brief introduction to myself. Chair and members of this committee, my entire life has been shaped by public service. I was born into a family which saw public service as the greatest embodiment of patriotism and endeavored to inculcate in us a sense of duty to our beloved country, Kenya. My grandfather was instrumental in standing strong for a united Kenya by opposing the secession movement in the northern frontier, pre- and post-independence, a position that ultimately cost the life of my uncle, who was assassinated by the secessionists. My father, a career civil servant, served this country as an administrator with honor, dedication, and integrity. My mother, a high school teacher, who later served as TSC commissioner, viewed teaching as a noble calling meant to train and shape future generations. Growing up in our family, success meant carrying forward the great tradition of serving Kenya with integrity, fairness, humility, and non-discrimination. An important lesson I learned in my formative years, and which has guided my career in public service, was that I should give the best of myself to my country, my family and career, to be willing to take personal risks, to do the right thing, and to have the courage to say no when no is the right answer. My father was regularly transferred to different duty stations, and this exposed me to the diversity of our country at a very early age. From DEB Nyahururu Primary School, where I began my schooling, I subsequently attended 8 different schools between Standard 1 to 8 in Nakuru, Mombasa, Nyeri, Nairobi, and Garissa. This exposure would later become very useful when I joined the public service. I began my public service career over 2.5 decades ago as a tutorial fellow at Moore University before joining the Office of the Attorney General as a state counsel. Later, I joined the then National Security Intelligence Service, NSIS, as a graduate intelligence officer, where I played an instrumental role in setting up the legal department. But then, when the NSIS transformed into the National Intelligence Service, I had the privilege to head the legal and counter-violent extremism units. Within NIS, I served in various capacities, including Deputy Director in charge of administration and Deputy Director in charge of counter-organized crime. In these roles, I advised the Director General on strategic and operational issues. In 2018, I appeared before Parliament for vetting as I transitioned from NIS to the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, and at this juncture, Honorable Chair, allow me to thank Parliament for having confirmed me then. Thank you. During that vetting, I made a commitment to Kenyans that I would pursue a specific set of goals, and with the support of the wonderful and professional staff at the ODPP, I can happily report that we achieved what I had set out to do and increase the overall conviction rate to 93.31% in 2020-2021. We also achieved a historical conviction, securing the highest penalties and fines ever imposed for an economic crime in Kenya. The foundation of my strategy for the ODPP rested on 3 pillars: recasting, relearning, and retooling. Recasting centered on the collaboration, cooperation, and coordination approach, and it resulted in the establishment of a synergistic relationship within the criminal justice sector. As a testament of these achievements, I was appointed as the Vice Chair of the National Council on the Administration of Justice, NCAJ. Furthermore, we signed crucial international cooperation agreements and fostered the establishment of vital regional and international prosecutors networks, which led to my election as the inaugural president of the Eastern African Association of Prosecutors. During my tenure, we significantly expanded the association membership from 5 countries to 14. We launched the All for Justice initiative aimed at decongesting the courts and correctional facilities through creating alternatives to prosecutions, including diversion and plea bargaining. My relearning strategy, Honorable Chair, focused on building the technical skills and expertise of staff to enhance the ODPP's capacity to effectively deliver on its mandate, and we established and operationalized the Prosecution Training Institute and realized the development of lifelong learning and leadership as a strategic commitment of the office. As part of the retooling pillar, I prioritized strengthening the infrastructural operational capacity of the ODPP. The outcomes of these efforts were remarkable and included the acquisition of new offices at the ODPP headquarters. The fleet of vehicles was expanded and a boat was acquired to enhance the accessibility to justice. Development of the Uadilifu case management system, implementation of the central case intake system, establishment of the performance management system, utilization of crime mapping for monitoring offenses, implementation of the Malalamishi complaints and case review system, adaptation of decision to charge guidelines, introduction of guidelines for the appointment of public prosecutors, practice directions on the delegation of prosecutorial powers, systems for virtual court appearance, a lactation room to cater for the needs of young mothers, improved terms and conditions of service for all staff. Furthermore, the launch of the ODPP Cafe, an online weekly talk show program, enhanced public outreach and engagement. You will find more of these achievements in the documents I have shared with you today. I want to thank the staff of the ODPP for the privilege to lead them and for our wonderful partnership over the past few years. We could not have achieved these objectives if not for their dedication and commitment to service. And for that, I will be eternally grateful. I consider the role of all DPP as crucial in according me the requisite preparation for this position. As a DPP, I became a consumer of intelligence products and benefited from insights provided by NIS. This provided a 360-degree vantage point in which I could see the opportunities and challenges within the wider national security architecture. And more importantly, I gained perspectives on how intelligence reports need to be improved and developed with the aim of enhancing their usefulness to better serve the needs of their consumers. Honorable Chair and members, the Latin words apte parati fidelis translates to capable, available, reliable. This is the motto of NIS. These are not just words, but a lived reality to the many professional, patriotic, principled women and men dedicated to safeguarding our country and its interests. They work diligently behind the scenes under immense pressure and at times facing great risks to their lives, with some paying the ultimate price for their patriotism. They are resilient, adaptive to threats, unrecognized and unacknowledged, just dedicated to their mission, and I'm deeply grateful for the opportunity to return to the service and to lead these remarkable professionals. The National Intelligence Service is a crucial cog in our national security system.
Point of order. Chair, you ask our nominee to make a brief remarks about his background, briefly. But this seems to be like a press conference.
It's okay, please allow the nominee to just continue.